Hey, good morning. Timothy Darrell Young, BS MPA, 15-year targeted individual in the United States, endurer of the covert Holocaust. It's about 3 a.m. on April the 11th, I think it's a Thursday, out on the West Coast in 2019. I'm going to be 40 in June. I'm pretty excited about that. I've been sort of preparing that since last June. Every day that I work on writing, which is the majority of the product that I offer my peers in the world, I'll do maybe more of these videos too, lecture series, stuff like that. But pro bono, so many of the TI are poor, like I am, artificially kept more controllable by denying. For me, it's pretty ancient codes. And then this technology faking people and shit, manipulating the electromagnetic field of Earth with satellites, that's going to be really old. So that's going to be old tech. It just seems new, the fake people shit. Anyway, so Kevin Christian is kicking ass for Christians, Buddhists, targeted individuals worldwide every fucking day. That guy's kicking out kick-ass content, not taking any shit from his fucking perps in the fine state of Georgia. So I have a lot of respect for Kevin and what he's doing. Philip Walker went by Counter Darkness, Spirituality 28 on Twitter, and lives in Forest Grove. I'm in Hillsboro, Oregon. It's like literally down the road. At the last psych ward that I was at, and it got perped, an EMF perpetrator started threatening his website while I was in the facility. The mental health help to harm may have tried to get their claws around Philip around that time too, who may have been in and out of patient care, which is an ironic statement for what they've been really doing to TI and psych wards around the world. Some of his stuff's been recovered. I was able to make a small donation. I'm really poor. One guy disabled on SSI giving $100 for a month to another guy on SSI. It really was a big expense for me. And he's being tortured. I got a chance to meet him in person, and the tortured look on this guy's face, I knew what that meant. He had been sensitized to words. He was getting hit with direct energy fire. Like, I heard the sound when I walked into his apartment, and he was able to identify it. He helped me remember that some of, like on a hamster wheel, some of my voices or V2K could be like AI or falsified, and that could be similar to like a bot where you set it to torture somebody, just subhuman partial consciousness, just voice algorithm bullshit, stuff that I endure. Oh, I'm sort of losing my train of thought. But yeah, Philip Walker getting tortured down the road, getting disrespected, the human condition ravaged, and he's getting misled and I'm getting misled, was easier to see within about a 20-minute, 30-minute session, having some time with him that I paid $100 for. And that was a good $100. That was more productive than a lot of meetings I've had with people with PhDs and shit, because that addresses only one component of this. It's both makes me ill and is more than simply mental illness. It's targeted individual status. Yeah, 15 years of this shit. They're not going to be able to censor Kevin Christian. My perps are trying to like perp me to suicide and use the same techniques that is being used against Kevin. When Kevin was trying to publish like a bunch of like I guess accounts came up in his name, like these boilerplate gang stalker standard tactics for destroying a TI. And they've tried to do that with me, otherwise called satanic mimicry, or nano thievery's involved or theft, but Kevin it was not that big a deal to Kevin. Like he got past that, and there's an audience of TI that know to go to his videos. I'm one of them, and trying to endure every day, getting tortured. And then I'm also kind of crippled from spreading a lot of information about the black Swiss cheese holes, but I'm not the only person that knows about them. And my credibility is so shot tactically and strategically to keep you misled and here reincarnating as human capital for somebody else's energy. Anyways, yeah, long story short, black Swiss cheese holes, and I expect to be perped until the day I die. When I was in, there were still so few words to mislead, but I changed my name in Multnomah County, thinking that would help. My birthday fucked me, and the beast system knows how to find this fairly cool nerd from the Northwest. Anyways, what was I saying? Birthday, beast system, perped. Black Swiss cheese holes, elaborate changing of the guard. I'm a 90s kid. I'm about 40. A lot of my dude peers that have like kids and families, vice presidents at their company by now, if they've stayed at the same location, got rewarded. We're about to take over the reins of society. It's not mine. They try to possess people. There's one point. Okay, everything also, like all of this shit going on with me, also a grand distraction from the 1.5 million TI more or less like me qualitatively and quantitatively. My dating habits, not that important. The U of O $1 billion capital campaign, not as important. College football, still not as important. So I got this guy still perping me, and I could hear it localized on the baby monitor over here. But this gang, they'll stay up and because like how Kevin Christian explained, their bodies are sunk in another location, and they can stay up in a 24-hour cycle. The real crackhead addicts of this shit, and I guess they stay up and take credit for like what I do during the day and call it their own work, and then at the same time using satanic repeaters and suggesters to like drive suicide. For me, that's a perpetrator, an electromagnetic form perpetrator, possibly a coward, a real human being in another location. And I estimate there's probably like 5 million of them. And like I was seeing recently on Kevin's disclosure, there may be other like electromagnetic form people, they call themselves, that are really pissed off at the gang stalkers that use the technology for such evil. I talked about getting my headgear so I don't have to hear them torturing me every day in and out for 15 years. It wasn't the U of O's fault. The most direct single individual person besides the President of the United States that I would blame for this ongoing Holocaust, the mind control, the targeted individual status of Americans in their own country, design suicides, the unholy marriage of the FBI butt fucking the CIA under the guise of the Patriot Act and calling it good when it's like community policing out of what fell apart in Nazi Germany and the USSR. Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of rambling. I've missed. They can distract my thought, so I can't continue on in the same conversation. Okay, roll call again for people that are TI, because you're my number one priority. Sources of information that have been good for me, and you got to watch your connection because they'll send in stuff to modify content on the fly, so you get misled. But Project Camelot, good. David Icke, good. Philip Walker, good. Deep Thought News, good. Wes Penray, good. John Lear, good. Good info. And then maybe I'm forgetting some stuff. Yeah, but like Kevin Christian was able to bust past the satanic mimicry setup. Like they ballooned out a whole bunch of different accounts in his name. People still know to talk to the real Kevin. This guy, David Wilcock, who's like a ufologist and shit, they're fucking with him, particularly dream states and other illusion tech on him. He doesn't know that they're just like, these guys are just secretly embarrassing the shit out of him and a lot of people like him, trying to find truth in things like ufology. David Wilcox, what I was going to say about what I've observed about him, he's getting misled, I can tell. Oh shit, so he was talking about like doing like a fucking sit down chitty chat with some of his other UFO buddies, and they'll put it on Twitter or whatnot, and it'll get like maybe 4,000 hits. And then somebody would steal his work because they're watching his computers and shit like that, not unlike me as a TI. And then it would get massively distributed on the internet. David Wilcox talking about being characteristics of being a TI. So in some, that's happening to me too. And then directly for remote neural monitoring, the BEAST system domestically and internationally with AI components likely has been extracting from my thought processes themselves overtly and very painfully for 15 years. Oh, okay, check that out. Right up there, it looks like there's like a wing flapping up by my head, but that's a piece of paper on the wall. Isn't that fun? Yay. There's no such thing as angels. It's degrading. It's like sets you up for satanic mocking. But there's real devils, EMF perps. Deception. And then my sneaking suspicion is that they're all this integration of 3D reality, like making everybody a TI, like my last 15 years, voices in your head, tortured, no like full free will. I feel like that serves the reptilians' interests most, who may be naturally residing in a fourth dimension outside of the electromagnetic form hack job that would be well served by the suffering being integrated in 3D reality, so they can sort of sit back and be like, oh, suffering of this lives. But I don't know everything. And I've been misled. They've been a huge satanic misdirect. They were faking reptilian from like fusion-centered cell phone bloatware. I was really hard on them, probably unreasonably. None of the reptilian goon squad's probably watching my YouTubes, or maybe they are, but sorry overall. I took the bait on the speciesism, touche, and showing me the gutter trash of humanity through gang stalking and other Satanism, so maybe you're not so bad after all, I guess. And I want to leave Earth and don't want to be in like a solar system around you. I don't want to be incarnate again, but one of my main goals on what the fuck am I going to do next after I get out of this shithole is to go to a maybe the Orion constellation and talk about how do I not hang out with fucking reptoids. I've been impressed with what I researched about the insect humanoids, though. They would be able to survive some pretty dramatic radiation conditions in 3D form throughout the solar system. They would simply be able to go places other humanoid forms wouldn't be able to go because of the exoskeleton, shit like that. Mammals. So yeah, John Lear, Project Camelot. Philip Walker, who's changing his names, he's been under attack. I've got some of his stuff saved. Deep Thought News, David Icke, Kevin Christian, yeah. He's my new best internet friend. And many others unspoken. Romola D, Dr. Horton out of Switzerland, assembling a bit of a team here and working on TI stuff. And that's my plan. I'm going to stick to it. This is about a little over 15 minutes. I'm going to cut it off, but I'll try and do more of these and post them up for posterity. Woo! I'm going to be 40 in June. Yeah! Woo! I love you, T.I. We need to talk more about them black Swiss cheese holes and moments of death and get the fuck out of here long term. I don't want to do corporeal again, at least for a long time. No. Nobody.